How is this for an opener? That's right. It is cheat meal time. Tuesday night, cards and cake. What's going on, everyone? It is a wonderful day here in Los Angeles. I'm so glad the gyms are still open. There's a lot that we got to cover today, but it's up to you. What is on your mind? I hope you have your cheat meal ready. As people hop on, I'm going to show my cake a bit more and more. But there are a couple things I want to start off with, and I got to give extra props to Jason of Jason's Breaks. I don't know if you're on right now because this just started, but Jason, you called me the Luka Doncic of card creators, of YouTubers, which I don't know if that's racist just because I'm white and tall, but I'm going to take it as a great sign and the most flattering thing I've heard. I hope I could live up to that name because, I want you to keep that bar low. You keep the bar low of me and I might actually deliver. But if you call me the Luka or the Zion or the LeBron or anything like that, it's going to be really tough. So what's going on, guys? Let me know if you're here in the comment section. There's a couple things that I want to talk about just because I'm getting a lot of questions here on YouTube and in my DMs and certain things like that. So while people hop on, I want to mention a couple things. Just mention that you're here, say that you're here, and if you have any questions. The first thing I want to talk about real quick is that Bruce, aka Bad Heaven 22, he was kind enough to email me and ask if I'm going to do a Patreon. And I've not heard good things about Patreon. That's not the kind of thing I want to do. But I appreciate it because honestly, this takes a lot of work. This takes a lot of time. But at the same time, I don't want to ask for anyone's money. I'd rather just monetize through YouTube. If you have to watch a couple seconds of an ad, sorry, but I'd rather do it that way. Jason, what's up? Fantasy Football Card Quest, what's up? Dylan, how do you pronounce your last name? It's not like you can answer, but Dylan Tare, what's going on? So I appreciate that question about monetization. Fortunately, if anyone here, I know Fantasy Football Card Quest, Jason, I know that you have a station as well. YouTube is an amazing platform. I'd say the number one platform to monetize, to grow. The top YouTuber is this 8-year-old kid named Ryan who earned over $20 million last year. So there's a lot of ways just in sponsorships and in ads. But I will say that it is a beast of a platform. It's very difficult. If you're very serious, if you are serious about growing a YouTube station in the card space, this is the time because this is the time everyone's learning about it, everyone's getting in, and you can actually be one of the first people to build something here before all the people that are really good at YouTube hop on. There's a course I took last winter. It was actually last fall called Video Creators, and it was by Tim Schmoyer, who's one of the OG YouTubers. And the course starts at $1,500, goes up to $2,500, depending on if you are going live and working with him directly, or if you're working with someone else. What's up, dude? That's Chris from House of Jordans. He's like, I can't get on right away, and you're like 2 minutes late. No big deal. But anyway, yeah. So Ryan's World, you know it, Jason. And dude, this kid makes like $20 million opening toys and doing random kid stuff. So YouTube is amazing for so many opportunities. But if you're serious, that course, it's called Video Creators. I took it. It was well worth the $1,500. If you don't have that money, I totally understand. I was thinking of putting together a couple people myself in a course just to help people launch their stations. Something I'm thinking about, I might do in the future, but it's well worth the money if you can pull it. What's up, Hard to Be Humble and Arkansas Razorbacks podcast? Damn, I said that fast because I've seen your name so much. Thanks so much for hopping on. And what's really cool about growing any sort of platform, about collecting, investing, anything card related, is that you get hit up by people, by really cool people. And one of the first people that hit me up is right there, House of Jordans, Chris, who has a podcast and is also, and I believe a YouTube station as well, but I know a podcast. And you were featured on Jeff's Sports Card Investor as well. But he reached out to me because he has a data tool called Card Ladder. And this, he was going on and on about how intricate and detailed this gets. And it's not just about the data. So we just had a discussion earlier today. I'm really excited about diving into Card Ladder and giving it a shot and giving you my first take. And he's also here in LA. So we're going to do a little cheat night together. So Chris, if you are not familiar with Sweet Lady Jane's on Melrose here in LA, this is actually two slices. It sucks because I used to have the hook up there and this would be one big slice, but now they charge me for two slices. But you know what? This is gonna be good. Tom, dude, hard to be humble. See, I kind of want to say hard to be humble because it just rolls off my tongue, but Tom is cool too. Yeah, Chris, we got to do that. Dylan, I am going to be talking about COMC 150 to send in. It is taking a while to get to COMC. There is an expedited service that's about $1 per card, but if it's low end cards, that's obviously a lot of money, 150 bucks. What I did was I did the 3 week service for most of them. And here's the thing: if you're on my email, my spam list, I'm just kidding, I don't spam, but like my email list on thecomebackcardinvestor.com, I sent an email yesterday about my two COMC videos that I did 2 weeks ago, but I just have so much material and I don't want to overwhelm you guys with just a video a day because that's ridiculous. But it goes over my whole process with COMC, shipping it out. And yeah, you do pay 35 cents a card on the low end. However, I don't want to go to the post office every day. I hate that kind of transactions. But at the same time, if you look in my room, I might, just to get real with y'all, I got all these packages that I was opening up. And I just got cards everywhere. All these cards, stacks of cards. I still have to put away more packages here. Oh shit! As I close the laptop on you. But yeah, that's right. You're right. 50 cents per card for 3 weeks. It's 35 cents for 12 weeks. The 12-week program or time frame has been suspended. So what I did was, if I had 10 of a certain card, for example, I would submit about 3 or 4 in the 3 week and the rest in the 12 week, unless I expected all of them to fly off COMC shelves in the next month. So if I'm not in a rush, like if it's for next season, if it's for the end of football, or like you think it's going to be only a card that's going to sell in November, December, then you might want to do 35 cents. But at the same time, it's only 15-cent difference. So I found it very valuable to do that. What else we got? Yeah, dude, Chris, I'm really excited to jump into Card Ladder and eat some cake with you. What else is on your mind? Let me know. There's a couple things I also want to mention. Brandon Chong, dude, you're the man wherever you're at. I don't know if you're on right now, but Brandon interviewed me for his station. So I wanted to shout out Brandon. He's like the nicest guy in the hobby and just such a sponge, so open to just communication and just giving off that positive energy. And yeah, again, if you want those videos to the COMC on how I use it and how I send in all the cards, just get on my email list. But those videos I should be premiering in the next couple days. What else we got? Oh yeah, that's the other thing. If you comment on one of my videos, I'll comment the first time back, but I don't get notified again if you respond to one of my comments. So that's important because I don't mean to ignore you the second time. It's just I don't get notified if you respond to my response. So it's one of those things where it's like, just make it count the first time. Yeah, 12 weeks is 35 cents, but 12 weeks might actually be 16 weeks since they're doing it. I've not gotten into soccer cards. I think it's great. What's up, Harrison? It's great if you're into soccer cards, but I think it's one of those things where if you're going into something you don't know or care about, then you might as well be into anything else, because I like hockey, even though hockey's not the most popular sport or sport card, but I'd rather go in there just because it's fun. And basketball and football. And really, football is a bit more enjoyable for me, even though it's smaller than basketball. But if you're into soccer, then go all in, because I don't see it getting any smaller than it is now. What's up, Jason? The same with you, dude. Thanks for watching the other video with me. We got to get you off of smoking, man, because imagine how many more cards you can open, how many more boxes you can break without smoking. Just saying, think of it that way. Like, seriously, I buy this slice of cake, these 2 slices for $16, and I go, damn, that's like 8 more Tom Brady Chrome cards. But once a week, I'll totally do it. BC, so it's about 3 weeks. Oh, shit, I got cake there. So it's about 3 weeks for Star Stock. That's a bit surprising that it's that long, to be honest, because I thought it'd be a bit sooner. But I also know that they have hired a few more people because they're getting overwhelmed with submissions. So it's a good thing overall. It's a good problem to have. But of course, you want that to be quicker and quicker. Yeah, fantasy football card quest, send them in. If I did more rookies, I would totally send them into Star Stock just because I want less fees. And when a company or a platform offers less fees, it's easier to give them a shot. COMC, this was my first submission of 861 cards, and that was like 300 and something dollars to send it in. But again, time is money as well. And one person asked me, well, why don't you just sell on eBay or yourself? And the answer is that would make it freaking miserable for me. If I was selling a $10 Tom Brady Chrome card that I bought for $2 and I had to go to the post office every time and then deal with returns and logistics and all this, it would suck. So I'd rather COMC take 15%, take whatever, and they just deal with it. And the fact that COMC also sells on eBay with their own listings, that's a double whammy because they still charge 5% when it sells on eBay, it's still a 5% fee. And if I were to sell it myself on eBay, it would be a 10% fee. So if I just send it all to COMC, have them do it, it'd be fine. I sent in my cards. My 3-week batch is due next week, so I'll keep you updated on that. What other questions do you have? Anything else going on? I mean, we still don't have sports. I think the biggest news was Patrick Mahomes got a huge extension. So it's like, yeah, you're awesome already. And now the Chiefs know it. Dwight Howard, I guess it's reported he's going to go back to the Lakers, which I thought he would. I mean, this is his pretty much last chance or only chance to get a championship. Yeah, honestly, the 50 cents I think is well worth the difference on COMC. Dude, all right. The Pokemon cards. What's up, Jordan? You know what's so funny about the Pokemon cards? I got my mom to send me this. Now I'm doing a video, so I'm not going to show you everything, but pages, and there's some foils in here, like good ass shit, like good shit right here. And I don't know what to do with it. I mean, like Japanese Mewtwo's and what's that? Jigglypuffs or something, Gengars. See, man, another page. I was never into Magic the Gathering, which actually I thought was cooler at the time. I thought Pokemon was kind of nerdy because I was still borderline a teenager. But look at this. This is the last page I'll show you. 3 Charizards, 4 Blastoise. None of them are first edition, but there are some first editions in here. So I don't know what this is worth, but I got about 12 pages of this stuff. So I'm down to get some graded, to sell some, and maybe turn it over into sports cards because that's more my thing. But at the same time, I got to say the Pokemon cards are so colorful and cool and remind me of my childhood so much. I almost want to just have a giant display of just Pokemon cards because it's beautiful. I can make it like a rainbow out of it and remind myself of my childhood all at once. But you know, if I can get $100 or $200 a card, you know. Garbage Pail. Damn. All right. Shadowless. I don't know what Shadowless is. Was that one of those trainer cards? Because Shadowless sounds like one of those gas or ghost Pokemon. But anyway, yeah, there's some first editions here, so it's pretty cool. My mom was wrong. Fuck you, Mom. Just kidding. But she's like, don't waste all your money on the Pokemon cards. You're buying all these cards, and it's a waste. The mistake would have been to get rid of the cards like Fantasy Football Card Quest did. Keeping the cards. Now, dude, I don't know how much is here. It's probably a couple $1,000 though. It's literally, it's got to be like 13 pages of cards. So anyway, what's up with sports? Yeah, I'll have to look up Shadowless. A printing arrow. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to dive into that. Any questions on the sports side? What's going on with you? Do you have a cheat meal? Did anyone join me on my cheat meal, or are y'all just gonna live vicariously through me tonight? What's up, Harry? What's up, Malone Money Mindset? Yeah, dude, 503 million, man. That's incredible. Dude, that's insane. It's like I remember I think it was Alex Rodriguez had that huge contract when he was in baseball, and that was like the biggest for baseball. And then NFL has a salary cap, and usually that can't touch what the Yankees or Red Sox can afford. And now it's like, holy shit. So Chick-fil-A, right on. D'Angelo Russell. Honestly, I'm still getting back into basketball. I'm the worst right now, but I'll tell you what, sports card analytics. If Jason, if someone else wants to comment, D'Angelo Russell, Help Joel Kaplan out and help me out with what you think of him. One-on-one, $700 raw. Damn. I have a favorite college team. Yeah. Well, it's not Arkansas just because I have no ties to Arkansas except for you. But I'm starting to like Arkansas a bit more just because of you. But college, honestly, it's kind of weird because I resent my school. I went to USF, which is here, but they're not good. When I went to USF, 2004 to 2010, so yeah, 6 years, I took my time. They actually went to number 2 in the country. So if anyone remembers that, they were number 2 in the country, and there was all this hype around them, and then they lost 3 in a row. So if USF had football cards, had sports cards, it'd be a good time to sell them before they lost 3 in a row. But that was my highlight in college. And then my degree was garbage. It was a marketing degree. Didn't mean shit. I learned more in one of those books than I did in my whole college. Andrew Wiggins, anyone? Andrew Wiggins. D'Lo is overrated. Isn't really capable of being a starter. See, I like these opinions, man. I love it because it's so cool because we all see different things, and at the end of the day, it's what do you feel, and also at what price, right? I was talking to a friend of mine about buying Ryan Leaf rookie cards. Anything's worth it at the right price. I'll take Ryan Leaf rookie cards if someone's also going to pay for the storage unit I'm going to keep them in. But it's all, like in terms of real estate, everyone wants that 50th floor Manhattan high rise, which would be like a LeBron rookie card. But for $50,000 or 10,000 or whatever it is, yeah, it'll still go up. But what else can you do with all that money? And if there's land over in Brooklyn that's undeveloped and you can get it for pennies on the dollar, then that could have a better upside than that highly coveted Manhattan high rise. See, here's the thing, Markelle Fultz. I don't know too much about him, but I think he plays for my Magic, and any Magic guy I am all for. Lonzo Ball's hype is high. The only, I hear Lonzo Ball a lot through Jeff and Sports Card Investor. He's a big fan of Lonzo Ball. I know his dad's annoying as hell. That's about it. Yeah, and honestly, on the low end cards, my strategy has just been buy up basically all the cards that have not gone up in price since this Giants surge of people coming in. And so on the COMC videos that are coming out, I basically show how I look up the prices there. Like I use their tool, their website as a data tool to then buy cards on Beckett and other places. My concern, and this is what I tell everyone, my concern is that I don't know how many people are in this sports card hobby now and will be in the next couple months that are really in a bad place financially and would rather just overpay in order to flip again. But then when their credit card maxes out and when they can't liquidate, and then all of a sudden a card is $1,000 in 3 months, and it was $500 3 months ago, right before all this, or 4 months ago, and someone like myself goes to sell it, and all those speculators are out of the hobby, and it's only real collectors and real investors. I might not be able to get $1,000. I might be only able to get 600. So there's a point where it's like I don't know how many flippers are flipping to flippers and all this. So I'd rather stick with cards that really can't go down until the dust settles because there's way too much dust in the air with this hobby, with the economy, with so many other things where I'm like, I don't know how many people are healthy financially or legit in this hobby for the right reasons, and how many are just Gary Vee said this, I can make money. Let me buy this card for whatever price and list it the next day. I don't know the ratio. I don't know those numbers, and so that scares me a bit. Cody Bellinger. Who the fuck is that? Is that a baseball player? Still getting into sports, guys. That's why I'm buying a lot of Kobe Bryant's and Tom Brady's. Jason likes him. Should have about the pack. Yeah, Jason, you got a fan. Dylan wants to buy your card, so yeah, might be able to get an easy sell right here. I just need that 10% commission. What else is going on? Yeah, Beckett Marketplace, BC. Here's the thing: every platform has its pros and cons. COMC has data. You see the visual card. Every single card is scanned, and StarStock is using a lot of that theme, but they're making it cleaner, a bit more low end flip, all this kind of stuff, bids. They're changing it, but they're using a lot of those elements. And Beckett Marketplace is like going to the library looking for information in 2020. Like, here's the Dewey Decimal System, and we're looking through here, and there's no pictures of cards, and there's one card through one shop that I want to buy, but then I have to pay shipping, or I have to get up to $40 or $50 from that store. It's something where I've gotten used to it, and not all cards come in great shape, but at the same time, because it's great for low end cards, if a couple cards are off center or scuffed up, they're so low end and the deals are so good, in my opinion, that I'm okay with it. I'll take that risk because most of the times they're great, and only once in a while it's not. Sports lots, is that what, sportslots.com? But even worse system. Yeah, you know what? Honestly, what's up, PJ Plot? Yeah. It's funny. Fantasy Football Card Quest was mentioning he had a. Well, you're in Tampa, where there was no lockdown in Florida. It was pretty much, well, that was a bad week, and then everyone got back to life. And here in LA, we're still pretty much in lockdown. I have to wear like gardening gloves to the gym because now we have to wear not only masks but closed finger gloves. So I can't just wear workout gloves. You have to wear closed finger gloves. And of course, all the CVS's and Walgreens and the grocery stores are out of gloves. So I had to go and buy these weird construction gardening gloves just to go to the gym. But, totally worth it. I mean, because if I didn't go to the gym, then shit, I wouldn't have my cake later. But I would love to go to a card show. And I don't know if you're still on here, Chris, but Chris was mentioning from House of Jordans that there is a card, not a show, but a monthly meetup here in LA at the Bullpen. And it's a card shop that I actually went to with my buddy in February to open my only box, to break my only box, which was Donruss, which had those Marvels inserts, which I thought were garbage cards. And of course, the trend hit Marvels and they skyrocketed in price. But the guy there mentioned every month they have a meetup, and of course, COVID hits. And now I called them the other day, and they said they're not going to be doing that for at least until next year. So it sucks to not be able to do this in person, because I think that's part of the joy, is just the community aspect. And this is the coolest thing, is at least being able to communicate with you guys like this. And I suck ass at typing, so this is way better. Yeah, trade night. Oh, you're still on here. Cool. By the way, guys, check out cardladder.com. I'm guessing it's Card Ladder. Just type it in there. I've heard great things about Card Ladder. I know Jeff has market movers. And the point is that as long as there's data tools out there that allow us to look at what's going on and interpret it ourselves and be able to make our own decisions, I think the hobby's going in the right direction, because we all just want the data, right? We all have our different biases, our different lenses. Even here in LA, I know my natural lens is, after career, are you going to be in movies? Are you going to be in TV? Like that was the reason I liked Gronkowski so much, because I didn't even think of him in the Hall of Fame. I thought of him as, dude, you're going to be relevant on TV for so long. But at the same time, when I go down the street, all the billboards I see are whatever, Dance with the Stars, American Idol, blah 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 blah, movies. So that's naturally in my head in terms of just entertainment value, and who's going to be there off the field versus just who's going to put up the stats every night. Yeah, Jordan, I know you're a fan of Card Ladder, so that's cool. And I mean, you're all about analytics, so if you like it, then it's definitely worth checking out. Best day of the month, Burbank and Bullpen. Yeah, dude, I don't know when normal life's going to resume, honestly, at this point. Thanks, Eric. I actually shouted you out in one of these videos. I think it was the last one, the June summary video. Oh, dude, yeah, Andrew Mackey. If you're in LA or San Diego, I created a group on Facebook. I think it's Buy, Sell, Trade Sports Cards LA, but it was just to get something close, something that resembles a community for Southern California. Because honestly, this is too fun of a hobby, whether you're an investor or collector or anything else, to not have that person-to-person interaction. Because as a kid, I remember meeting up with kids off of, I don't even know if it was Craigslist. I think it was the Flyer, this little like, I don't know if you had the Flyer anywhere else, but like literally this little Craigslist in a weekly pamphlet. And I would see listings for cards and literally meet up with other 15-year-olds and 14-year-olds at a McDonald's to trade cards. And it was fun. I mean, that was like the purest form of the hobby. A lot of people are waiting to sell when the NBA playoffs start and supply may out. Dude, honestly, I don't know, man. So Big D McG 73. I think a lot of people are holding NBA cards because I know I am. So I know other people have to. I think more people are going to buy because I also feel like a lot of people are late to the party no matter what. And when the playoffs start, then they'll be like, oh man, let me buy some playoff cards. And then there are also people that are jumping in the hobby left and right. Now, that's the data I would love. I would love to know how many people are getting in the hobby. What is their financial health which would give me a lot more confidence scaling up to really high end cards. But when I feel like, all right, it's a lot of the Gary Vee crowd, which I'm part of that, nothing bad, but I know a lot of the Gary Vee crowd's also young and may also be putting a lot of stuff on credit cards without without thinking it through or without doing it the right way. They might be so enamored with the novelty of it. But yeah, I would say supply is definitely being held. And I've just noticed in the last week, pretty much nothing on my end on sales on COMC. I think a lot of people are like, all right, let's get on with this. Let's get to real sports because right now the anticipation's lasted way too long. Hit that thumbs up, Jason. Yeah, Andrea, if you're talking about the Facebook group, go for it. Yeah, man, Carl, dude, it was so much fun just trading cards, and I think that's what's bringing a lot of us back. Is literally this is such a dark period in culture and in society with everything seemingly going wrong that when we could have something as fun and childlike as sports cards, yet also be another means of revenue or like another way to earn money, I think it's like that's why this is the time to start a station, start writing articles, start a YouTube or an Instagram account. And if you're just hopping on now and you weren't on here earlier, then I took an amazing YouTube course last fall before I even started this called Video Creators, and it's by Tim Schmoyer. It was amazing, but that's $1,500 to $2,500, and I don't expect you guys to pay that just because it's a lot, but it helped me tremendously. So if you have that money and you're serious, definitely look into that. What else we got here, dude? Oh, are you talking about The Rock? Chris, are you talking about The Rock's wrestling card? You know, The Rock has a college University of Miami rookie card. I've been looking on eBay as well, but the prices are insane. But I would love to get in some Dwayne Johnson cards because, I mean, if there's a person that's just on top of the world, it'd be Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, I think cards are gonna go in the right direction no matter what, Jason. But yeah, you're right. I think we don't know, like NBA playoffs. Oh, COVID cases are going up, and then that's okay. We'll make it work, and then players opting out. There's just a lot of unknowns, so I totally get it. Hulk Hogan rookie cards. Yeah, I would say for the younger generation, Hulk Hogan might not be very relevant, but guys my age and older, Hulk Hogan was the man. He was right before that era of The Rock. And I used to love wrestling. I still have some wrestling cards, but I think they were grossly overprinted. Trae Young is so cheap. You know, a lot of people are talking about Trae Young as the player to buy. And I remember on his last email, Trae Young was one of the guys he was talking about buying. So I wonder if those prices have gone up or if you still believe they're underpriced. So what year is that? 92, 82 Hulk Hogan, one of the hottest cards in the hobby. Yeah, man. And I used to love it. Oh, FYI, do you know the brand Obey? You know, Obey clothing, Obey, I forgot the artist's name, but the logo of Obey is actually Andre the Giant's face. So open up another tab and search Obey clothing or Obey art, and you've seen it. But I was like, that face looks so familiar. What is that? And it's Andre the Giant's face in Obey's logo. And they make some really cool clothes, and their artwork's all over here in LA. Devontae Graham, someone help PJ Plot out. I have no idea who Devontae Graham is. I know Graham Crackers. That's pretty much it. Again, getting back into sports. That's why I'm buying a lot of Brady's and Kobe's. Yeah, you're right, Jason. It's all about we can do it with our kids if we have kids. We can tap into our childhood. And a lot of guys I'm talking to, they're my age, and it's just we don't have that much fun anymore. Life has gotten serious. There's just bills and relationships and health and taking care of our parents and whatever it is. And it's not like, man, we can't just reminisce about when we were a kid and life was just so much fun. What's up, personal finance dad? Yeah, honestly, the nostalgia factor is huge. And that's why I was mentioning earlier, if you guys didn't see, all these cards I had my mom send me, there's 12 or so pages of these Pokemon cards, just opening the mail. And when I did the video on it, I was like, holy shit, that feeling comes back. That feeling of, man, I remember looking at this and reading the same line and having so much fun. And if you're still on here, Fantasy Football Card Quest, we would go together to tournaments in Tampa at card shops and play Pokemon cards. And we would win. We would be pretty good because we'd practice against each other. And honestly, we were some of the oldest. So we were going against kids that were 2 years younger, less developed brain. But we would win a good percentage and we'd win store credit to the store. But obviously, they didn't do too well at the card shop because I think I had like $150 worth of store credit and the store closed down. And I had like these laminated plastic, before there was gift cards and stuff, like laminated plastic store credit that's just worthless now. So I definitely regret that. All right, Mike Tyson. Yeah, I've been buying some Mike Tyson cards, but really low end ones after hearing about Jamie Foxx playing Mike Tyson in a movie. And then here in LA, you see Mike Tyson all over the place. And I've actually heard him on podcasts. And I like him as a like a person, as a personality. He's just so interesting. And I feel like if you're my age to a bit younger, but definitely older, Mike Tyson is just he's everywhere. And you can know him for so many reasons. But the card I have of Tyson is him holding like a little white dove. And it's not a special card. It was maybe 75 cents. But you see this jacked boxer holding this little white dove that he could just snap the neck off of. But it was so cute because you just look here and he has that face of I would never hurt you, but you just see this giant monster and this little white bird. Fist pump, Dex flow. There you go. What else we got here? It's hard to be humble when you're a Hawks fan. I see it. Yeah, honestly, here I felt this way with all the cards. Those if basketball cards are getting hot, then what about football? Well, football cards, people are interested in football. Then what about baseball? And then what about hockey? And then what about wrestling? And if you go back to my first videos, I was buying some random ass shit. I was buying Simpsons cards. I was buying Home Depot, or not Home Depot, Home Improvement cards. And it was not like this is the best investment, but it was more like, oh, this is so cool. I have Home Improvement cards, 100% nostalgic. I don't think I'll ever go up because it was just like a short run TV show, but it just like got me working and thinking, well, if this is hot, then like I kind of want some of these, and I kind of want some of these, and I kind of want some of these. So I really hope it spreads in all areas: Magic, Pokemon, sports, non-sports, comics, and honestly, I'm thinking memorabilia because I would personally would rather have memorabilia in a lot of ways than cards. Like my dream was to have a whole wall of Kobe Bryant autographed basketballs, and to me that would mean more than the cards itself. Because if I can have his autograph now that he died, and to have a whole display of autographed basketballs with PSA certifications or Beckett certifications, so I know it's legit, that would be amazing. So, what else we got here? Yeah, Bruce Lee card. Hey, dude, that's just cool to have. DeAndre Ayton. Yeah, dude, you guys talk about basketball. I need to get back in, and I will once playoffs start. But right now, I'm behind all that. Yeah, actually, Big D McG 73. I actually have one of those LeBron Wade. It's not LeBron Wade Bosch. It was one of those other ones where LeBron's on there and maybe Bosch, but there was some other player. That's a good question. If it's equivalent to Magic, Bird, Irving, that card, I would say I don't know about Bosch living up to that though, because Magic and Bird and Irving, I think that's a better threesome. It's a horrible visual if I said threesome. Better threesome than LeBron Wade and Bosch, in my opinion. And I don't know the print runs or any of that, but that's a good question. Who the hell's Aiton? Someone fill me in. Yeah, Carl, dude, second year cards. It's like real estate. It's the rookie cards are a fortune. I can't afford it. Where else do I go? Or where else is it underpriced? Where else is there a deal? Second year cards, first year Prism, first year optics. I'm seeing first year like some other sets I'm seeing blow up, or first year jersey, because when rookie cards go through the roof and you have someone with $100 that wants to start investing, that's automatically off the table. So where else do you go? What's the natural next step? And I think there's a couple different next steps. First year jersey, first year prism, first year optic, whatever it is, second year card. And then I think there's a lot of debate of, well, which one's better? But then it can also come down to, well, this one's really cheap versus this one's already gone up in value. Maybe this is the next best thing. But that's the fun of the discussion. Brandon, what's up? You're one of the moderators. Shout out to Jason, Brandon, Ziggy No, and I think Fantasy Football Card Quest. I've made you my moderators, so you're the enforcers. You're like the NHL's enforcers. You have to enforce some shit. If anyone talks bad about the Buccaneers, Tom Brady, you can talk bad about me, just not about the Buccaneers. Then you know what to do. Enforce some shit. Mid to late '90s Hall of Fame quarterback refractor cards. Seth, I've been buying a lot of refractors of, if I can get them now, because they're kind of going up already. Drew Brees, of course. I've been buying refractors of a couple of Brett Favre's, not too many, but I like Brett Favre. I think I love Brett Favre. He was in There's Something About Mary. I love that movie. So there's certain reasons why I'm like, Brett Favre refractor. I don't know if it'll go up, but I like looking at Brett Favre in the Packers jersey. Adrian Peterson's another guy that I'm getting his refractors for $2 to $4 each, and I don't mind. I don't mind having a whole wall of AP refractors. That's fine. I don't know if it'll go up. We'll see. Button is smashed. Topps Chrome rookie. Yeah, hey, what's up, Chad? Yeah, of course. That is the one. But of course, not a lot of people can afford a LeBron Topps Chrome rookie right now. So you got to look elsewhere. So then it goes to Topps, and then it goes to second year. But of course, in an ideal world, we'd all have LeBron Topps Chrome PSA 10s that we bought 8 years ago, and we'd have 100 of them, and we'd be golden. But that's it. Revolution cards. I wasn't a big fan. I think I know what you're talking about of the design. But I like Select, and what's so funny is if you look up 2012, 2013 Damian Lillard Select, I actually sent Jason one of them, and you see the red and gold type of border. It reminded me of something really familiar that we all know, which is Miller High Life. And I actually I don't know if I could share a screen here. I don't think I can. I made a meme of Select High Life, and it's that exact same design of the red and the gold. So you look up Select 2012, 2013, and look up a player on the Bulls or on the Trailblazers, and then look up Miller High Life. I swear that is exactly where they got that design. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, if you can get QB refractors of Wilson, Breeze, Rogers, Manning, I mean, like if it's the right price, that's what I'm doing. I'm totally. And Wilson actually has the most promising future. Breeze doesn't have much left, but he does have a great team this year. Yeah, and I would love more football. I'd love football cards to take off even more, just because I like football a bit more than basketball. Ever since Pau Gasol flopped and flailed 10 years ago, he disgusted me so much that I actually stopped watching because his team also beat my Magic, but he flopped and flailed all over the court like a fish out of water, and so I couldn't take that. Calvin Johnson, I've been buying Calvin's Prism first year Prism cards because they were nothing. I don't know if he'll get in the Hall of Fame, but I do like him a lot. I like him as a receiver. I don't know if it would ever be any big amounts personally, but yeah. And I wish he played for someone besides the Lions. I think that was the biggest downfall. See, I remember seeing articles like Calvin Johnson was borderline Hall of Fame. I would like him in the Hall. He was amazing. I just wish he played somewhere else. All right, someone silence personal finance dad. You're saying the Saints over the Bucks. I'm just kidding. The only players I'm buying in baseball right now are players that I know and I grew up with. So Jeter, I was buying Jeter refractors, Jeter Chrome, because they're just easy. And I think Jeter was one of those easy to collect players. A-Rod was a guy that I've started to like recently, not because of his baseball career, but because I've seen with J-Lo doing a TikTok. I've heard him on interviews with guys like Ed Milet, who's a very successful businessman. And I like what A-Rod's saying post-baseball, but I don't know if anything will happen to him. Trout, I got a couple second and third year Trout cards, very low stuff, nothing big because I don't know baseball. And Griffey refractors. But I didn't say that. I love Griffey in the Mariners uniform with the home run stance because I played Nintendo 64 so much as a kid, and Ken Griffey baseball was that game. So I look at that and I think of my childhood right there. Thank you, Fantasy Football Card Quest. Yes, Bucks over Saints all day long. Yeah. Ryan Leaf. No, dude, the funny thing about Ryan Leaf is that I don't see anything happening with his cards, but dude, he could die and his cards might go up. Anything could happen with Ryan Leaf, and I want to put it out there that like I hope he's doing well because I know he had a lot of issues after his career, during his career and after his career, a lot of really big issues, and I think he had drug problems and then recovery and then more drug problems. So I hope he's doing well. But you just never know because once a news article hits on a player, that could be enough for that 24-hour period or 12-hour period for the card to actually be worth something because someone goes in and buys it in hopes of selling it again at a higher price. So do I want to buy Ryan Leaf cards? No, I don't. But if you have one, I'd have it on eBay and like hope to God there's one news article about Ryan Leaf. 2028 would be a 30-year anniversary of that draft or something like that. Maybe there's an ESPN special on Ryan Leaf. Seriously, that'd be a pretty good one. Leaf cleaned himself up. Good. I'm good to hear. Glad to hear that, man. It sucks because that's a lot of pressure, and it's a lot of people that are disappointed in you. You're disappointing yourself, and when you're selected right after Peyton Manning, because I think he was number 2, Peyton was number 1, and that's the comparison. And you're that person that failed miserably, and Peyton Manning is one of the greatest ever. Dude, that's hard to live with. That's really hard. So, yeah, BC. Yeah, I mean, look, I definitely don't want any bad to come to Ryan Leaf. I wish him the best. I'm glad he cleaned himself up. But I was just saying, if something like that happens with the way the market is, who knows? Someone could literally go online and be like, I think the card will go up because he just died. And then they'll buy it, hoping to resell it at a higher price. But that's how people work. So anything that can hit the news, people can choose to take that way. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just one of those things. Like, if anyone dies, like obviously, look, Kobe Bryant is an all-time is one of the best ever. When he died, did his cards go up? Yes, it did. I mean, it did. It just people bought them real quick, and some to hold, some to resell. But yeah, it's true. It just so if it happens with someone like him, I don't know if it happened right with Ryan Leaf, but it could definitely could. Leaf is young, no sweat. Yeah, I don't know what he is now, like 44 ish. I don't know. So just a guess. Do you have to plug my Dallas Cowboys? Brandon, I have a couple Dax and Zeeks as well, so I hope they do just good enough to for my cards to go up, and then they fail miserably after that. Matt Leinart, Kyler Murray. Any thoughts on Kyler Murray? I know there was a lot of hype on him, and with that, yeah, Hopkins. In fact, Fantasy Football Card Quest. Yeah, let me know what you think on Kyler Murray because you still have Larry Fitzgerald. I don't know how much left he has in the tank. DeAndre Hopkins now. That's a pretty sick duo. But I'd like to hear your thoughts because you're all about the fantasy side. Bark Charlesley, dude. It's so hard to say your name to be honest, just because muscle memory is like Charles Barkley. But Bark Charlesley, I would love NFL linebackers and defensive ends and all the other positions to gain value. And like I know that's what Fantasy Football Cards Quest goal is. But the more people that are in on quarterbacks and more everything goes up, the more okay, let's go to running backs and wide receivers. And I mean, my first big investment was, and I say big investment because for me it was big, were 6 Rob Gronkowski PSA 10 rookie cards at $84 each. And then I was able to sell 2 of them for $225 and $250 when it was announced he was out of retirement and back with the Bucks. But if we can get wide receivers and tight ends, I would love to see a great defensive end or linebacker or corner, Richard Sherman, one of those guys go up in value, but that just takes a lot of people wanting to get in the hobby and willing to pay that. But I'd love it, yeah, personally, because I mean I feel bad for offensive linemen; they'll never be worth a thing. Like no one wants to see an offensive lineman on a card. Way to not give up that sack. It's pretty much way to not suck. Pretty much. Still think Kyler Murray's underrated. Yeah, you know he very well may be. Yeah, Eric Uchimura, Dwayne Haskins. Oh man, I'm like my mouth is wet. Is getting wet. That sounded kind of gross. Mouth is wetting. Mouth is getting wet for this and for football. I miss football so effing badly, man. Jordan Love, that's interesting. Fantasy football card quest. Jordan Love, is he going to start? Is it going to be, dude? Yeah. Let me just finish that. I don't know about Jordan Love. I don't. That's interesting about Aaron Rodgers, though. That's really interesting. The funny thing is about Jameis Winston is I was talking to Fantasy Football Card Quest. I'm just going to say Andy because that's his name outside of YouTube world about that. And Jameis Winston was an interesting one because for the Bucks, he threw 30 touchdowns, but he also threw 30 interceptions. But if he cleans that up, imagine if he just learns how to be a better player under Drew Brees and Drew Brees goes down. It even just goes down in the season for 2 or 3 games, and Jameis steps in and just does a decent job and just shows he can't throw picks. Like that was a guy I was looking to buy into just at a very low price. Not like I'm paying a lot for Jameis, but if he's all forgotten about and his cards are dirt cheap, then yeah, throw $100 there and see what happens. I wouldn't expect anything, but hey, you know what? Just him being announced the starter, I feel like there's room for a card to go up. Just being announced the starter from being a backup, just like Cam Newton. No one was talking about Cam Newton. Another one no one's talking about really is Antonio Brown. I've never collected Antonio Brown, but man, it's like, hey, you just getting signed with a team, just getting signed could be enough of a little window for those cards to double in price. All right, so man, the comments are flowing. Oh man, fist bump next to you. Always the fist bumps, Dexwell. Always the fist bumps. Let's see what I'm gonna wrap this up soon because I'm getting hungry. But dude, this was so much fun. Other thing, I want to do this every week. Is twice a week too much? Because I literally I could do this twice a week, but don't want to overwhelm you guys. Seth Adams, one football or basketball player everyone's sleeping on. I mean, I don't know where people are sleeping. I don't know. I mean, here in LA, everyone's homeless, so people are just sleeping outside. Football, I don't know, man, because I followed my team so much that I don't know all that. I would ask Fantasy Football Card Quest who's underrated or who's people sleeping on, and I'd ask for a quarterback. But you've mentioned Ryan Tannehill because the Dolphins could have a really big year. That was one guy that you were talking about. Basketball, uh, you know what, man? I just don't know current NBA right now to comment. But I'd like to see what you guys think because I've heard every name. I mean, I've heard like every name. So I don't know where people are sleeping and where they're not. And when people do sleep, then it's not for long. Then people buy it up, and then it's announced this card has gone up so much, and then they're not sleeping. And then it's the next person, the next. Super Bowl picks. I'd like to say the Bucks. I hope the Bucks are there, but I don't. If I'm being honest, it's probably the Saints. Maybe 49ers. Yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard to go against the Chiefs as well too. So optimistically, I'm going to go Bucks and Chiefs, but that's probably not accurate at all. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up soon, just because I'm getting hungry for my cake. Love to know if anyone else got fucking awesome cake like I did. Maybe I should just hold it up here. Devontae Adams and Aaron Jones. Jeffrey, hockey cards not in a while, and I'll be the first to say I love hockey. Hockey cards appears to have not gotten much attention. I think when the playoffs return, which they should, that's when hockey will get a bit more love in the card world. The last ones I bought were a while ago, and it was just my Braden points that I have in prior videos, and Sebastian Aho, kind of sounds like a-hole, but Aho, and Kyle Connor, and these were just cheap cards, top goal scorers that have a lot of goals, and they're all on teams that could be in the playoffs for the next couple of years. So it wasn't like heavy into hockey cards, but I wanted to diversify a bit. Sports cards are a lot like stocks, yeah, a lot, and that's the fun of it. I think that's the fun. You can buy the boring stocks like the Brady's and the Bryants that I buy, or you can buy the high risk, high reward stocks. Where did I get the cake? Sweet Lady Jane here in LA. You can Google them, look them up on Yelp. This is actually 2 slices, not one. I used to know the guys that worked there every Tuesday night, and they'd hook me up and charge me for 1 slice. But then COVID happened, and they got furloughed, and now I have to pay $16 for 2 slices. So I'm kind of pissed about that. Don't sleep on Watson. Deshaun Watson, I'm assuming. Yeah, for sure. The thing is, like, everyone has a bright future right now. I think this is the one thing I want to say is everyone's a good investment because no one has sucked in the last 3 months. No one has thrown an interception. No one has missed a dunk. No one has airballed. No one has done anything bad in 3 months, except if you got injured or did something stupid off the field. If you did what Deshaun Jackson made like an anti-Semitic tweet. Drew Brees did his made a statement about the American flag and got in trouble for, but it feels like everyone is a good investment right now because the prices of everyone else just goes up to the point where they're just undervalued by default. And then they go up in value. And then someone else, like, well, if they're worth $300 for their rookie card, then this guy's probably worth 100, and then they go there. So it's hard because we don't have sports to actually dictate if we're right or wrong. We just have nonstop speculation going on until there's actually a game being played. All right, guys, I think I'm going to peace out. Yeah, I know the cake's expensive, man. 8 Tom Brady Chrome cards for the price of this. Better be worth it. I'm out. I got to eat my cake. Thanks, guys. If you're interested in growing your YouTube station, you're very serious about that, remember, what's it called? I feel like I'm a bit, that edible has hit me already. Remember, video creators, look it up. It's $1,500 to $2,500. I'm thinking of putting a group together and doing a similar thing where I pass on some of the knowledge. If you're interested in that, just message me somewhere. And I'm still thinking about it, but no Patreon, nothing like that. Would rather just do this with y'all. Peace out. Have a good night. Eat some cake for me. Is it over? Can I do this little thing? Oh, wait, there it is. John Cena. Damn, I can't even end the live stream yet. I'm trying to press end. I guess I can't, man.